Hi. I need some advice. My daughter, let's say this. If you have a daughter that was pregnant and she had diabetes or has diabetes and she delivered at 36 weeks, and the baby ended up in NICU for a week because of breathing issues. And then they said, go ahead and take her home. You know what to do. You've got 4 kids of your own. You take the child home. This infant still has issues with breathing. You rub the chest so she can start breathing again. You do everything like they tell you to do. And then six weeks later, maybe 6 weeks old, you take her to the doctor's office for a checkup and letting the doctor know she still has issues with breathing. She stops breathing. I rub the chest and she starts back up. Well, the doctor goes, well, the vitals look good. Just keep an eye on her. She'll be fine. And then that night, you lay down with her. Then you feed her at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then this child passes away at 7. You lay next to her. You wake up at 7 o'clock. And the baby's still warm, but not breathing. And you do everything you can to get that baby to breathe. And you call 911. The ambulance shows up. CPS shows up. Detectives show up. And you get to the hospital after talking to all those people. And they tell you your child just passed away. She wasn't breathing, so she passed away. Then they take that child to another city to be autopsied to see what happened, see what was causing the death. Then you're feeling like crap because you just lost your daughter. And you have to go to the mortuary to get everything set up. And then the next day, you're still grieving of this child. And then the following day, let's say this happened on a Wednesday. Go to the mortuary on Thursday, get everything set up. And then on Friday, they have the service. And then you want to have a cremation done. And then you still don't know what happened to your child because of nobody's talking. But the CPS wants to step in and do all kinds of, saying child abuse or saying this is not child abuse, it might be neglect and blah, blah, blah. They did not take, when she took this child to the hospital, they did not have her come home with a monitor. I guess there's a breathing monitor or a monitor to help prevent from, I don't know, it's a monitor that helps. It goes off when the child isn't breathing. They did not provide that. They didn't provide anything. They just said, just keep an eye on her. If this was your child, what would you do? Because This is my granddaughter. My daughter's going through this, and I just don't know what to do. Most lawyers in this area will not take the case. Actually, no lawyer in this state will even consider taking the case. And I'm just trying to figure out what our options are, if there is any. My daughter's scared. Child Protective Services wants to come in and talk to the children one at a time tomorrow. My daughter's freaking out about that. The kids were asleep when this happened. Jennifer had, sorry, shouldn't say my daughter's name. My daughter had the baby in her bed. Next door. And she was still having issues with breathing. She did everything she could. And then she fell asleep. The baby fell asleep. And then at 7 o'clock that morning, the baby was still warm, but not breathing. And people are blaming my grandson for this because they don't like him, I guess. Even though he was asleep when all of this happened, the police officers and 911, when 911 was called, paramedics came, and that's what woke everybody up. And my daughter screaming. And kids were being cruel, very cruel, saying that it was my grandson's fault. If they had a monitor, if they gave my daughter a monitor for her, to watch for her breathing, she would have that on that child. And she would have it on all the time, just to make sure she was breathing. But that didn't happen. And I didn't even know anything about a monitor. I didn't know that they provided that kind of instrument. And I don't know what is going to happen. We still haven't heard back from the autopsy, and it's been 3 weeks now. So, if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, or and no, my daughter did not lay on on the baby. And no, there was no signs of any kind of blue around her lips or anything around her eyes. So, if anybody has any suggestions on what to do, what kind of lawyer to get, or, because I've called 5 different lawyers in this town, or in the state of Nebraska, of where we live, and no one will take the case because we're dealing with hospitals. And we still do not know what caused the baby's death. Nobody's talking. So I'm just asking for some help, for some guidance, please. I've seen people on Facebook or YouTube for other things, and I don't know what else to do. Please help.